Welcome to Inside Jefferson Football, your weekly look inside the Jaguar football program. My name is Josh Powers. Coming up on this edition of Inside Jefferson Football, we'll talk to the head coach, Tim Carlson, about the big win against Apple Valley on Friday. We'll also look ahead to this Friday's opponent, Robbinsdale Armstrong. We'll catch up with former Jaguar Matt Dahman in the Where Are They Now segment, and in the Players segment, we'll talk to a couple of the Jaguar seniors, Nick Pocious and Kashawn Cobalt. But first, head coach Tim Carlson, what an unbelievable win for you guys. I think my heart is still skipping a beat from that exciting game on Friday, but even more than the win, Coach, what an atmosphere. The stands were packed. You had the band out there performing as we didn't have last year. What an unbelievable night for the Jefferson community.
Yeah, the hair on my arms is sticking up right now just thinking back. And, it starts with we had a couple of BAA teams there lining the field and part of the anthem with our group. And you're right, the cheerleaders, the band, and, to turn around and look and see packed stands from one end to the other. That's amazing. That was fun. I talked to our principal after the game, and I just said, what an amazing community event that was, honoring Hall of Fame members, honoring veterans. And so it was a really cool evening. Had that last kick gone through, maybe not as cool, but it was fantastic. And it's a game our kids will look back on, years down the road. They're going to remember this game. And they're going to remember it not only for the win, but the event that it was. And that's cool. That was really cool to see.
Well, you certainly gave everyone their money's worth in this game. Let's take a look at the highlights. It was a nail-biter. Maybe you didn't start out that way, Coach. You guys take a 14-0 lead, very first play of the game, and this happens.
Yeah, but watch right there. As he tries to switch arms, I think that kind of set the tempo for the game. Just like, hang on. As he tried to switch arms, he bobbled it, but it was a great start that Max gave us. Max Clark sprinting down the sidelines. Great hold, great blocking by our front line and our wedge guys to create that hole. And then Max hit it, and he hit it hard and hung on to the ball. And what a great way to start. Gets the crowd going right away, which really helped us all night long.
You get a touchdown shortly after that, and then second quarter, you take a 14-0 lead. You take advantage of a miscue for Apple Valley on special teams, and then you're able to go down and punch it in with this short touchdown run.
Yeah, it's this guy Aiden. He gets behind Brock there, and we're right down on the goal line. And there's a lot. He could have cut it up. He could have gone outside like he did. So we had a lot of space there, but it was a great job by our offensive line. Great call by our coach, Coach Smith. They had really packed that inside, so they kind of gambled with that, and we went outside with a little belly, and he just got in behind Brock, and nice touchdown, nice lead.
Yeah, critical fourth down conversion. Apple Valley battled back all night, but your defense made enough plays to win this game. Here's a big interception.
Yeah, Frank the Tank, he's always in the right spot. We got to teach him that he can't run once he's down, but he did a great job of jamming his receiver, sitting in his zone. I think the bad snap kind of threw the QB off, and I got to say, I thought their quarterback played an outstanding game, a lot better than we had seen on film. He's going to be good by the end of the season. And I talked to him afterwards. I said, keep your head up. I said, you had a great game. And
Stan and I thought exactly the same, and kudos to Apple Valley.
Yeah, absolutely. But Frank's in the right spot again and makes a big play for us.
Then you get Aiden going again. Coach Shea said, I think he's going to break one, and literally on the next run that he made 25 yards to the end zone.
Yeah, I listened, and I'm like, okay, I watched the broadcast this weekend. I'm like, Coach needs to get back here because he knows what's going on exactly. And again, it was a huge hole. We run a little toss one way. Aiden cuts it back, and he wasn't touched. And again, it's jumping on the opportunities. It was a sloppy game. We made a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties. So did they. And it's one of those, I think we just did a better job of taking advantage of those mistakes than they did. And, it comes down like St. Louis Park. St. Louis Park made one more play than we did a couple weeks ago. We made one more play than Apple Valley did this week.
And Apple Valley came down the field twice. They would attempt a two-point conversion. This is midway through the fourth quarter to take the lead, and once again, your defense comes up big.
Yeah, they used a little motion to try and get a guy open, and then he starts scrambling around, and he did the right thing. He looks for their number 5, a solid running back, Danny King just sat where he was supposed to sit, read that, what the quarterback was doing, and makes it just a really nice fit tackle. And there was, he hit 5 pretty hard, and he's a hard guy to bring down, and brought him down pretty hard. So it was a great play by Danny and the rest of the D-line and getting pressure. And Austin Krupp, who stayed with his guy. It was just 11 men did their job, and that's what happens.
Later on in the game, Nate Habermas has a catch he probably would want back. Apple Valley gets one more chance. Tim Wyant drives him down the field again, sets up this game-winning kick, but it's no good, Coach, and you guys escape.
Exactly. Wasn't even close. Yeah, we were quite happy, and you always feel bad for the young man who misses that,
right.
And the young man's mother. Hey, I'm married to a woman who's had 2 kids play football, so she's always feeling bad for that guy. And again, it was a great game. It was a fun game. It was high school football at its best. The atmosphere, the game again was sloppy, mistakes on both sides, but in the end, it's a win. We'll take it. We could be. I said it earlier. We could be 3-0. We could be 0-3. But we sit 1-2. That was a great section win for us as we look forward to the playoffs. That will help down the road.
All right, Coach. We'll check back with you in the final segment. We'll look ahead to this Friday's opponent, Robbinsdale Armstrong.
All right.
All right. Coming up next in the players segment, a couple of the Jaguar seniors stop by right around the other side of this break when Inside Jefferson football continues.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Back on Inside Jefferson football, the Jaguars take back to the road this weekend. They'll play Robbinsdale Armstrong Friday at 7 o'clock. Back to join me on the players segment, a couple of the seniors, Kashawn Cobal, Nick Kaposius. Appreciate the time, guys.
No problem.
Kashawn, this is your 3rd year playing on the varsity, starting for Jefferson. But when did you take up the game of football, and what led you to make that decision to pursue it as part of your high school experience?
Well, I started playing football in 3rd grade. Like, BAA starts for most kids in Bloomington in 3rd grade. And I just fell in love with it, just been sticking to it. And I've always been a big guy, so it's always benefited me in the football field, So I've just loved playing football my whole life, honestly.
How about you, Nick?
I started playing, maybe in kindergarten. My dad's been my coach, and it's been fun playing even throughout high school, and I've just always loved the game.
Let's talk about last week's game a little bit. I know you're preparing for this game this week, and that's your focus. But Kashawn, we touched on it in the first segment. I mean, what an unbelievable atmosphere for that game. As a senior, last year, as you were both juniors, you didn't get that full fan experience. You didn't get the band out there. It had to just be an unbelievable feeling to get that next chance as a senior and to have a game like that go your way with that crowd. Had to be special for you guys.
Yeah, it was very special, honestly. Last year we had no fans, It was, you could hear the other coaches on the other side of the field. It's kind of weird. And when you get that environment, it just makes playing football way more fun. It's like a rush.
How about you, Nick? I know the student section is such a big part of high school athletics, and you get to look up. Hopefully you got a few friends out there. I don't know your personal life that well, but I'm assuming you had some friends up there in the student section. How great was it to see them in big-time cheering mode, especially after that missed field goal?
Yeah, it's amazing, honestly. Looking up in the stands, it was packed, and the fans bring a lot to the game. When they get loud, it makes all the difference for the players. And just looking up there in the stands and seeing my friends cheering us on, it really helps.
Let's talk outside of the game of football. Kashawn, what are some other interests that you like to do, whether it's sports-wise or anything else that you want to let Jaguar fans know that is kind of in your path of interest in life?
outside of football, I really enjoy playing frisbee golf. I like going to Moyer, playing frisbee golf with my friends. It's probably my favorite activity outside of school and football at the moment.
And studying, of course, right?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's
of course.
the
Of
number
course.
one.
Yeah, classroom comes first.
How about you? How about you, Nick?
I like to draw. I'm not
Okay.
very good, but I like to do it. Pretty good at basketball, so I like playing with my friends and just hanging out with my friends. It's always a good time.
Yeah, you guys are both on the basketball team. Give us a little bit of a sneak preview to this winter, Kashan. What is the team shaping up like?
Well, we have Daniel Freitag. Everyone knows who that is.
Hopefully he's back, right, from that
Yeah.
injury, and it's too bad he can't play this fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad. He's a key player on our team, but hopefully he's healthy during the basketball season. He's just a great player. He knows how to bring the team in, great leader as a young guy. And we should do pretty well, actually, I think.
Hopefully.
How about you, Nick? Personally, what are you looking to improve on the basketball court this year?
My three-point shot, I get made fun of it for a lot. I don't know why it goes in, but I think this year is going to be good for basketball. We have a lot of seniors, and I feel like the senior chemistry, it's there, and we could be pretty good.
Let's get back to football here. The final question for both of you guys. After a big win on Friday, big emotional win, what are the challenges this week as you prepare for another strong opponent in Robbinsdale Armstrong?
Oh, I think it's just everyone needs to build off the win instead of like being complacent. Oh yeah, we won a game, but we need to move on and keep pushing and working and building the team aspect and making sure everyone's getting to the right spot.
How about you, Nick? Same question for you.
I think it's just always getting better. I think we played well, but we easily could have played better. And I think if we treat every practice as a chance to get better, we could, I don't know, we could go places.
All right, guys, I appreciate the time. Best of luck on Friday. Best of luck in the basketball season upcoming,
Thank
too,
you.
all right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, it's the Where Are They Now segment. We'll check back in with former Jaguar Matt Dahman when Inside Jefferson Football continues. Back on Inside Jefferson Football, Robbinsdale Armstrong, the opponent on Fridays. The Jaguars will head up north, up 169, to take on the Falcons. Back to join me on the Where Are They Now segment, Matt Dahman, class of 2009. Matt, appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Matt, you're part of an athletic family. I know you're not the only Dahman to come through the program, so walk us through where are you in the order of the kids, and what was it like growing up as part of an athletic Jaguar family?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of two, so kind of always chasing older brother. We still have very heated Christmas dinners, arguing over who's better at this or who's better at that, and we were very lucky we got to coach together 1 year at Jefferson football. And so that was really fun. He moved on and is coaching basketball now in Shakopee. And I stayed home and have continued to coach football with Jefferson. So it's been a lot of fun. You know, we talk to each other after every game and always motivating and encouraging each other to be better and bouncing coaching ideas off of each other. I'm very blessed. So.
Why did you decide to go into the coaching route, and what led you to want to come back to Bloomington, obviously with the Jaguars? I know they're glad to have you, but how did that all work itself out?
Yeah, I had a really positive experience as a player for Jefferson with the coaching staff that we had and all of my buddies. You know, I was lucky to be mentored by Coach C when I was in high school, and No, just really wanted to get into teaching and coaching. I liked working with kids. I loved sports. I loved the environment. And when I graduated college, I was very lucky to be able to get a job back home, and here I am still today. So.
And take us back through your time at Jefferson. Obviously, you played football. What are some of those other activities for Jaguar fans out there that they might remember you from?
Yeah, I played football, I played basketball, and I was on the track and field team as well. Probably wasn't remembered for my great grades, but I did enough to get out. And so, but yeah, that's kind of the things that I was involved in when I was in high school. So.
And you were part of a pretty special basketball year for Jefferson. Am I correct, if I'm remembering that correctly? You guys make it all the way to the state tournament and pull maybe one of the biggest upsets in the state tournament that has happened in quite a while when you guys were able to beat Henry Sibley.
Yep, I actually did not play basketball my senior year due to some injuries, but I still very much felt somewhat a part of that team.
Mm-hmm.
Those are still some of my closest buddies today, some of the guys on that team. And so, yeah, it was a great, fun ride playing basketball at Jefferson. I got to play with Cole Aldridge for a couple of years, and then we had that other state run when I was a senior, and so lots of fun.
And the segment's called Where Are They Now? So walk us through. Obviously, we know where you are now. You're in the city of Bloomington. I know you're a teacher too. So, but what after the Jaguar experience, where did you go from there that led you down to want to pursue that teaching path as a profession?
Yep, so I went to college at the University of Northwestern St. Paul, played football, and pursued a teaching degree. After that, came back got a job subbing in Bloomington, and asked Coach C if I could come help coach 9th grade, and thankfully he let me in with some stipulations. No, I'm just kidding. But let me come back and coach, and then from there got a full-time job, ended up getting married. My wife coaches the JV volleyball team at Jefferson, so we spend a lot of time up at the school together in the fall, which is fun. And we live here in Bloomington, and so yeah, we just kind of decided to put our roots right back into where I was from, and so I'm very lucky.
What do you like about this year's Jaguar team? I know it's only 3 games in, but it's a short season. What are some things from this year's team, this year's group of seniors that excites you as a coach?
I really love their energy on Friday nights. This is something that's a little bit new with this group this year, is they seem to bring a lot of passion to the game and a lot of energy. It's really fun to get ready with them on Friday nights, preparing. You know, it's a long night, and it's a good group of kids. They're a little wild and squirrely at times, but they're a fun group of kids, and they're easy to make laugh, and they've got a lot of good energy. So it's a bunch of good kids.
All right, Matt. Well, we appreciate the time. We're certainly glad to have you as part of the Jaguar family now and even then, and best of luck the rest of the season, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, that's Matt Dahman, class of 2009. Coming up on the last segment, we check back in with the head coach, Tim Carlson. We'll look ahead to Friday's opponent, Robbinsdale Armstrong.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Back on Inside Jefferson Football, a road test for the Jaguars on Friday, where they head up to New Hope to take on Robbinsdale Armstrong. Back is the head coach, Tim Carlson. Coach, big emotional win this Friday, but that schedule keeps rolling every week, and just 7 days to prepare for another tough opponent this Friday.
Yeah, it's, next up, right? So, yeah, you got to kind of use the weekend to celebrate for the kids. Coaches, we're Saturday morning and we've moved on. But yeah, it's on to the next thing, and that's Armstrong, and they're going to be a good test. We've had a bunch of kids miss this week. There's some kind of illness going around, and so that's we've had a lot of opportunities for that next guy to kind of stand up and step up and make some plays for us this week in practice, and hopefully we're healthy come Friday. But you never know. You never know, especially in the world today, who can play and who can't. So we have to get better. But Armstrong is going to be a very good test for us.
Yeah, they're 2-1 on the season. I know they just had their first loss of the year to a very good Cooper team. Let's take a look at some of what they can do. This is kind of a theme for you this season: mobile quarterbacks, but quarterbacks that can also throw. And they've got a good one. You see number 11 there, James Malone, as he's able to find the end zone.
Yeah, their passing game, they love to throw it deep. They have 3 receivers that look like, I think they're over 6'3", and there's 3 of them. It's nice to have 1 of them, but they have 3 of them. And you can see this, so they'll run the fade down by the end zone. They'll run what we call the vertical routes and just chuck it deep as well. So he can sling it, but he's also a very good runner. Their formations, they look a lot like us formation-wise on offense, but they're a zone read offense. So he'll either give it to the running back, or depending on what the defensive end does, he'll keep it and go outside. So we have to be very disciplined, because you're right, he's quick, he's athletic, and then he can pull that thing out and chuck it a long way too. So it'll be a good test for us, yeah.
Their defense has held opponents under 20 points 2 of their 3 games, and they're big on the lines. Armstrong traditionally has been, and here they're able to get a sack.
Yeah, it's their defense. They play the exact same defense we do, which is a little rare. Not a lot of people play it, but they run the 3-3 stack like we do. They play a little bit more cover 2 than we do with it. But their defense, like you said, they're big up front. They're athletic. Their back 4 safeties and corners, they come up and charge and just attack the line of scrimmage. So we think we can get some things in the running game going. We have to get the passing game back going. We did not have a great passing game against Apple Valley, so we got to fix some things there. But there's some things that we think we can do against them, and we just have to start up front. We have to block and everyone do the right assignment, and hopefully we can make some plays.
One more play here from quarterback Malone. He's going to have another touchdown pass here. And they're a team that you can see they're checking with the sidelines there as the play's called.
And we've been practicing that as well. That's happened in the past. There they go. Let's just chuck it and run the fade to the end zone, just like they did on the opposite side. Our corners are going to have their hands full, and Nick was one of them, and Riley Regan, and Ethan Kim, and Nick Niasende. So we have a few that are going to play probably this week, and we have to mix up and disguise the coverage. Knowing that they do that, and we may check out of something. If they check to something, we may either sit with what we're doing, or we may check out to something different, especially depending on where we are in the field. So it's kind of it's fun as a coach. It's fun. It's like a little chess game, which makes coaching fun during the game. And so yeah, they're fast, they're athletic, and hopefully we can build on the momentum from last week and keep getting better.
You stopped the run so well. We didn't really talk about that in the first segment with all the highlights, but I thought your run defense last week against Apple Valley was particularly strong. Really the only thing that hurt you was their quarterback in scramble situations. But how do you continue that? And is that a kind of a culmination? You've seen these bigger running backs as the season has gone, and you guys have been able to adjust to that.
Yeah, and all year I think we've done a pretty good job. Even with St. Louis Park, after the second, once because we did not expect what they gave us, second half we adjusted, and I thought we did a much better job in the second half, but it's the mobile quarterback. Same thing kind of here. Now their running back is going to be smaller, but shiftier. And again, everybody, our front 7 or front 8 really has to be disciplined in a gap. And that's that zone run scheme. You can't, outside guys can't come running in to tackle a dive because the quarterback's out and around you. It's a whole different scheme, but again, it's kind of nice to do something different. Now, maybe next Tuesday, if things don't go well, I won't be saying that, but it is, from a scheming wise, you have to do things a certain way, and you're right, we're getting better with the run game. We just have to continue that as we get into a different look run game that we'll see this week.
I know stopping the run always critical, but as we close here, give us 1 or 2 more keys that you guys are going to be looking for in order to be successful on Friday?
Well, I think one reason why we won last week was the special teams, and we need to continue to get better there. One area that we need to get better at, we've had one turnover in our favor each game. Defense has to create 2 to 3. That's our goal, is to create 2 or 3. Offensively, we've done a pretty good job at taking care of the ball. We have to continue to do that. And then we need sustained drives. We can't start with an offside penalty or holding. Starting 1st and 15 or 1st and 20, those are killers for us. So we have to eliminate some of those mistakes on offense, discipline on defense, and have some big special teams plays. And, we'll go into week 5 2-2. So.
All right, Coach. Again, congrats on just a terrific win on Friday and a great game and atmosphere, and best of luck this Friday.
Thanks, Josh.
All right, that's the head coach, Tim Carlson, as we wrap up this edition of Inside Jefferson Football. Again, the Jaguars, a road test up against Robbinsdale Armstrong on Friday. For our entire crew, this is Josh Powers saying good night from our studios.